Hey guys, my name is Boris and I'm a 6th semester computer engineering student at the Technical University of Berlin, and on this channel I want to talk about things that I've learned and might bring you value, general educational topics and perhaps a few lifestyle videos. Today I'm continuing my series where I assemble my little TurtleBot. If you haven't seen part 1, there should be a link for the video in the info card. So the next step is to screw the motors also onto the second level. If you remember, the motors were only screwed onto the first one. It would be a good idea to hook the motor wiring up to the PCB now, but I again somehow overlooked that. Okay, so this process should already be familiar. We're screwing on the plate supports onto the third layer to then be connected to the fourth. There they are again, the little PCB support rails. Please don't screw me up again, please. But you should also know the process. Place the screw into the right slot, add the rail on top, add the nut, turn around and fasten up. Ideally, you would let them a tiny bit loose to be able to adjust later on when trying to correctly place for the Raspberry Pi. And here is the little Raspberry Pi. Those we don't need. And now let's pray that this will go well. So here we have two little USB cables for the Raspberry, one to connect to the PCB and one for the USB 2 LDS, a little board to better control the Lidar sensor. It was kinda annoying to pull through the thick cable, but we found a good spot. Now we want to screw the Raspberry onto the PCB support, but it somehow wouldn't stay in place. Then I realized that I had to insert the respective nuts into the rails. Apparently not from the top. And not from the bottom. But there's a little slit on the side where the nut fits perfectly. Then I could finally screw the Pi into place after adjusting the rails. I'll spare you the annoying part this time. Okay, this is the little USB 2 LDS I mentioned. This is pretty easy, just mount it onto the adapter plate and then onto the waffle plate using little rivets. Then I connect the Raspberry power cable to the Raspberry, but it is important to plug it into the correct GPIO pins. 4 is for positive, 6 is for negative. Then also connect the Pi to the USB to LDS. Now let's mount this layer onto the base. But first let's wire up the Raspberry power cable to the PCB. Then I connected the battery to the PCB. And look, it lives. Then I started mounting the third layer onto the second one. I will regret this a bit. Okay, there are more little rails, this time for the Lidar, but here at least you can see the little slit for the nut. Please don't demonetize me when I actually get monetization. You've already seen this part 2 times, so skip. Unwinding the cables, pulling them through the cable passage, and now to mounting. Those are little spacers that are placed between the PCB supports and the sensor. I don't really know why, but let's continue. I put them on all at once, but okay, that one's gone. Oh, and the next one, oh god, that's a mess. Okay, so one at a time. And this actually works out pretty well. And here it is. Okay, onto the base, and let's start screwing it tight. Or not. Maybe it's a better idea to first connect the wiring and then mount the fourth layer into place. And this looks good, except the motor wiring. It would be a good idea to hook the motor wiring up to the PCB now. So let's just get this done. And finally connect the Raspberry to the PCB. Now let me show you the final product. But who am I showing this? Let's be professional. Okay guys, that was it. I will have to upgrade this little guy in future with a Nvidia Jetson and a new camera, but for now, this is it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!